Just brand new crew, back to the spot with the window breeze. Second crown with a little low key, gets them down. None found, so invisible. Why do you have to sound so unoriginal? Disallowed, my vowels gon' get that bounce up and down on the couch, impeccable. Hit 'em with a little bit of rhythm for your bill. Put 'em in the back, right past that Pablo. Like Pablo, like Pablo, like Pablo.
So much for that. All right, what is going on? This is AlTone, and today I actually wanted to come back and revisit this guy. I've been talking about it and saying that I was going to get him back up in the air, and I finally did. This is the creative AlTone CA5 This is my first wing ever. Creative AlTone used to be the channel name, and so we're now AlToneRC. And I built this guy. It was inspired by the YouTube channel Aero Stuff FPV, if I remember correctly. And it was inspired off of his build, but it's actually built just a tad bit different. We had some major crashes, and when I originally built this plane, this flying wing, essentially, I built it with the idea that I was going to put a GoPro in the front, which I did, and fly it with a GoPro, capturing video. And I also, in the process, put in a A3 Super 4 gyro stabilizer. I actually took this guy out to fly numerous times. I had one good flight out of it, and then crashed it and had not taken it back out since. The initial flights I was having issues, and the reason why I was having issues, I don't even know why I got it to fly the one time. Because no one ever, anywhere, did I find in any video or anywhere where I was watching where anyone stated when you build a flying wing that you're going to need to put a little bit of up elevator. So I had to make sure that I put a little bit of up in the ailerons or elevons so that she would actually start to rise and it wouldn't just nose down into the ground. No one ever told me that. I never got that. I think I finally heard that maybe watching a flight test video, maybe. But somewhere down the line, I found that information out. Went ahead, took the time to set this guy back up, went out to a friend's flying field, new club that I'm a part of now, and went ahead and made the adjustments to the ailerons, and I was able to get a good flight out of it. It was doing basically the same thing was doing in the first flight, in that the wings were kind of flapping at some point. I think the gyro was having some issues, but we do have an A3 Super 4 in here, ER6 Express LRS, A3 Super 4, and 40 amp ESC, and we are running a hobby, Flash Hobby Turbo 2826 1000 kV lipo, and these are and my props are 9x4.5 props. This guy has tons of room in the front. I had to redo the Velcro here because coming in for a crash, the way this guy is currently set up, with the battery installed, the battery has a tendency to shoot through the front nose of the aircraft. The batteries I flew this on were a little bit thinner, so they were able to get up underneath here, and actually, they actually kicked out my GoPro in the front. And I've had to redo the front of this. You see that there's some damage there. Redo the front of this plane a few times because I've had this entire front nose ripped off quite a few times trying to launch it with it going nose down and the battery launching out through the front of the aircraft. Just what happens. And so I plan on using the CNHL batteries because they're encased. Didn't have any mishaps with the batteries, but I plan on doing that. I plan on rebuilding this guy. And this is going to be it will be wing 2. And of course, the 53 means that we have a 53-inch wingspan on this guy. It's a really nice one. Plastic geared servos currently. I'm going to be rebuilding with metal geared servos, most likely using the same motor. We're going to raise the motor, and it was bothering me to hand launch this. So I believe what I'm going to do for the next one is I'm actually going to put landing gear on it. I'm going to try to put a nose wheel and landing gear on it. We'll see if the nose wheel is steerable or not. I will try to see if I can do a steerable nose wheel for it so I can kind of keep it in track while we're going. And I'm going to make some modifications to the plane as a whole. So I want to make the fuselage just a little bit smaller. I want to actually better secure my battery inside the fuselage. It wasn't sliding around or anything, but I just want to make sure it's better secure. So if we do have a hard crash, the battery doesn't move. And I did want to make sure I had plenty of airflow. This guy gets awesome airflow all the way through. That's the reason why we had these cut in the front to let the airflow through. And then, like I said, this guy's going to be retired. We'll probably take a couple of photos of it, and he will probably get really retired because I can't store him if I'm going to build a replacement. But until I get the replacement built, this guy will still be here and available for historical view, so to speak. And much of the parts and whatnot can be reused. So with that, I did attempt to record and didn't put a battery in my GoPro on my hat cam. So I'm just going to have to show you the footage from the GoPro in the front of the aircraft. Thankfully, that was turned on when I launched it, and so we do have video here, which is fantastic. It's actually really good video. You can tell when the wings start to flutter, and I'm not sure if the servos, if it's servo jitter, but because this guy is pretty solid, but it did start to do a little flapping kind of, but with the way it's set up, it was sturdy enough to came in for a nice little, somewhat hard landing, but it came in okay. So here's the video. Enjoy it. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments for those of you who have built wings before, some ideas on things that you think might be a good upgrade or change to this, including if you have recommendations for other YouTube videos that might help as far as putting landing gear on it, and some things I want to think about. So thanks so much for stopping by and checking this guy out with me. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know your ideas and your thoughts down in the comments section. I'd like to hear them. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.
strike fast like Pavlo. Like Pavlo, like Pavlo,